It's the Jef Clo Podcast Show. You might think that we're twins like Schwarzenegger and DeVito. It's the Jef Clo Podcast Show. Oh, it's Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo and Jef and Clo. And just in case you didn't remember, it's Jef and Clo. Jef and Clo.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Jef Clo Podcast.
And this is a special one, Jeff.
Is it special?
It is special.
Why is it so special, Dave?
I don't know. 12 seems even more special to me than 10.
Okay, well, what about
because
11?
It's a dozen. No, a dozen.
Okay.
You know, name one thing that comes in tens.
That's a good point. Maybe a large pack of hot dog buns. I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Bowling balls or bowling pins, maybe.
Oh, I was going to say bowling balls come in tens.
Yeah.
I only wanted the one.
10 bowling balls.
I don't know that my shocks can handle the drive home.
Right. Bowling pins.
Yes,
maybe.
bowling pins do come in tens. That's
Nice
true.
rhyme.
But don't you think bowling would be a lot better if it was 12 pins?
I don't know. I mean, I'm used to it at 10. You're just making things up. Decades come in tens.
Yeah, but who cares about that?
Yeah,
Eggs.
no
That's
one
where
cares.
it's at. Eggs.
Eggs right there in the dozen.
Yep.
Woo!
It's cheaper that way, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think there's too many options in the grocery store to. Could I just get the 4-pack of eggs?
Oh, it's cheaper by the dozen.
I just want the 10-pack. I need as many eggs as bowling balls.
Don't ask. It's confusing. But pretty much you don't ask anybody anything in a grocery store anymore.
I do when I go buy seafood.
Well, that's true. Maybe at the deli or something.
Right.
But not at the egg counter.
There is no egg counter. It's just a place where everyone goes and opens them up and fingers all of the eggs to try and figure out if there's a broken one.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to your eggs, you know that there's a good chance that your eggs have been fondled by many a previous customer.
Yeah, so what else do you want to talk about?
I tell you what, I have the perfect egg checking solution.
You do?
All I do is I just give the top of each egg just a little nudge. I don't pick up the egg or whatever because I've realized that if the egg has a crack or any deficiency in it, that the inside of the egg will obviously leak out and will dry the egg to the styrofoam. So if you go to just try and nudge the egg and it doesn't move at all, consider the egg bad. So just give it a little nudge. You don't need to manhandle it, pick it up.
A nudge, huh?
Yes, just a slight nudge.
I give them a good squeeze.
Oh.
Make sure they're sturdy.
I want video of you shopping for eggs the next time at Kroger's, as you call it, the plural.
Kroger's.
As you will go to multiple stores squeezing the eggs.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I have to go to more than one Kroger.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was an exciting weekend for me. It was Memorial Day weekend, and I went to Boston's, the plural of the city Boston.
Yeah.
So the St. Louis Blues, as everyone knows, I am a fan. They went to the Stanley Cup Final for the first time in 49 years, and Carrie Ann asked me after they won the Western Conference Final, do you want to go? Do you want to go? And I just made a snap decision that night, got some tickets online, and as I let everyone know last week that I would be going and hope to have some interesting stories.
And 6 house payments later.
6, yes, exactly. You're not far off.
I know.
But I will tell you that it was an amazing experience. The Blues lost the game. Unfortunately, it was pretty close up until the third period, so I won't complain. At one point, they were up 2-0, but it was a really cool experience. I'd never been to Boston before. We stayed in this hotel called the Liberty, which is the name of Carrie Ann's niece, who she loves to death, the cutest little girl you could ever meet.
Hi, Liberty.
And so that's kind of why she picked Liberty Hotel, which it ended up being at not the hotel where the rooms are, but the building where you check in and the restaurants and the ballrooms and all that. It used to be the city jail up until 1990. So it had like just all this really cool architecture and all the drinks and
Yeah,
things.
because all the best architecture's at the city jail.
Well, it was old school. I mean, I think it had been there since the 1800s.
Okay.
So it wasn't like it was
had
the
a-
city jail from 1983 to 1990.
We had a restaurant here that was a city jail, and years before, and there was a spot where you could go and see where they used to hang people, and there's nothing like to whet your appetite.
Just because you ate slop when you were locked up one night does not make it a restaurant in a city jail. So I just want to clarify that for the people.
It wasn't a jail at the time, but
All right.
you could literally go and see the little place where they pull the floor away and the guy would drop, and they didn't have a noose hanging on there anymore.
Well, that's good. That's
but they
that's
did
probably
have that kind of eyelet to hold the noose,
Right. There was a chandelier instead made out of rope.
Well, it was a great conversation piece,
Right. Well, so the day of the game, we went out and explored Boston and got some Boston fare, as they call it, with a lobster roll.
Were people talking all Boston-y? Do they have the whole
because
Boston,
it's Boston. Yeah.
like Park the Car?
We actually got to see Ryan Reynolds was filming a movie called Future Man or Free Guy, I think it's what it's called.
It's similar.
And we got to stop and, whatever. But Free Guy, and everybody was like milling about and the streets were closed off as we were trying to walk back to the hotel. And we just kind of stopped and watched a scene take place about, 60, 70 yards away of like some action going on with people running with guns. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I like the name Future Man better, though.
Well, yes, I know. I actually
Free Guy.
That
ranks with Snakes on a Plane for bad titles.
You're right. But still, it was a cool experience. But
no, that is cool.
When we went, the first place we went to get food was like Carrie Ann was like, I want a lobster roll. I had never had a lobster roll before. So we go to this place. So our Uber driver, we had kind of researched some places to go to get lobster rolls. And so we asked the Uber driver, well, what are some good places for a lobster roll? And I want to say he had a bit of a foreign accent, and he told us this place called No Name Restaurant. Like literally, it's called No Name Restaurant. But it
72 Dolphins.
It looked scenic. It was right on a pier. It was about 2.5 miles from the hotel. So we Ubered there. We walked back. But I've had chowder before, or as they call it in Boston, chowder.
Chowder.
But our waiter came up and he asked if we would like to try the seafood chowder. And I like, like New England clam chowder from a can from Progressive or at your local Kroger's.
Taste the freshness.
But I was like, you know what? I'll try it. He made it sound like he was just going to bring it out for us to taste. I don't know if I didn't look at the bill. I don't know if I paid for it.
Next thing you know, you've got $40 worth of clam chowder.
No, it was a little cup.
It's only $30.
At first, it was, it tasted okay, but as I'm like scooping from the bottom up with a spoon, it looked like there was like fish skin, and it literally looked like all of the things that you would imagine a hot dog factory to look like.
Fish scales and hot dogs.
Well, no, I think it was descaled, but it was. It did not look like fish meat. So after a couple bites, we decided we were going to push the chowder aside and move on with the lobster roll.
Just fascinating.
Yes. Thank you. But the day of the game, so Monday, we decided to walk. We were only a half mile, our hotel from TD Garden, which is the arena. And we decided to walk down there just to kind of see what the scene was like. And there was they were setting up for their fan fest or whatever, and which they did all the broadcasts from that evening before and after the game. And
is that where you ended up on TV, sir?
That is correct. Yes, we went and we found a little restaurant. It was a brewery. I do not remember the name, but it was not very creative. It was like beer brewery.
No Name Brewery.
No, but it was like brewing brewery. It had something and where the name before brewery was very beer or brewer like.
Free Guy Brewery.
Yes, no. Free guy Ryan Reynolds was our server.
Yeah.
I mean, the food was good, but so we're just sitting there eating our lunch.
Wait, who is Ryan Reynolds? Wow.
He's
I forgot.
Deadpool.
Oh, I'm
he's
Okay.
he's the guy that was in that movie where he wore a fat suit and was like the fat kid in high school or college, and then lost a bunch of weight and became a heartthrob. He was the Green Lantern, which was a massive failure.
Story of my life.
Yes, it is. Not the Green Lantern, the massive failure.
Oh, I was talking about the fat kid who lost a lot of weight and became a heartthrob.
Well, that's because your mom made you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day on lunch.
I did lose a lot of fat suits.
But you were losing calories because you walked home every day. So I guess she had the fair trade-off.
She didn't comment on being mentioned last week. I forgot to ask
What?
her. I know. We talked a little bit about the podcast.
Went out of our way.
I know.
Wow.
Thanks,
Mom,
Mom.
I'm disappointed. I want Dave to get some texts or calls or however you communicate this week.
Yeah, Mom.
It is an imperative. So we're sitting at this table outside, and
We are?
this reporter and a cameraman are just walking around, and we're up by this fence, by this back lot, and he comes around this fence, and his cameraman's out by the street and puts the camera on us, and well, he comes up to me because I'm, in my St. Louis shirt.
Right.
And
They were looking for St. Louis people, right?
right. He's carrying like a Boston Red Sox hat, because what I found out was in Boston, they don't care that it's a hockey game. They just want to rub it in your face that apparently Boston has more overall sports victories over St. Louis teams. They disregard the fact that there is even a hockey game going on, hence the fact that he was, trying to rub the hat in my face, or trying to get me to put it on, which was not going to happen. But I want to give him a shout out, Robert Goulston.
Your arch is stupid.
Well, he wasn't.
like,
he
I don't
didn't
even
have the
live there.
thickest Boston accent. So, but
Okay.
yeah, Robert
Good for him.
Goulston was the name of the reporter. He was very, very friendly, very nice, and it was Fox 25 in Boston, I believe. So I made a couple clips, very short clips of you'll see if you look at the video, which we've posted online.
I only
If you
saw
see-
the one little moment.
Well, there's a point where a guy it's a close up of a T-shirt, and he's pointing at his shirt, and that's me.
I
So
did
the-
see that.
That was
And
me.
I was like, is that it? I could tell it was you.
That was my Yeah, it's because you said that is the most masculine chest I've ever seen in my life. It
It was
must be
something
Jeff.
like that.
No, I don't
Something.
except for the word masculine.
Emasculated.
But yeah, so that was kind of cool, to get interviewed on TV and make the Boston news. So then we go back to the room and we get ready. We get our jerseys on. And there was this pizza place that we had seen right across from the arena called Halftime Pizza, which apparently is like famous. It's been on, been considered like one of the best pizza joints in the country or something. And so we go in and, we each get a beverage and a couple slices of pizza, which it was like that really good pizza that's thin and you can fold it.
Cardboard?
And they were very clever because they had a sign up that said no subs, just pizza.
I wonder if any substitute teachers have ever seen that sign and been offended and walked away.
Dadgummit!
Why can't I eat here?
I thought I was...
No subs.
No, I don't think that's what they meant.
Discrimination.
Yeah. But, earlier in the day, we had obviously been
Obviously.
pleasantly... I wasn't done. Pleasantly harassed by some of the locals, even a cop on a motorcycle, a chip, as we know them. We were walking back to the hotel after our lunch.
California Highway Patrolmen were there?
No. Well, okay, maybe not a chip. He was a...
Come on, think of it. MIP.
BCUP, a Boston City... Boston City Motorcycle Patrolman. There you go. I don't know what they're called.
The BMs.
But as he sees us walking by and he says something kind of jokingly derogatory about the Blues, and Carrie Ann was quick to point out that his outfit, his uniform, was 100% blue.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was a cool guy, nice guy. Apparently, he was going to the game that night as well, and he said if he
And
saw us...
You should have told him there wouldn't even be the band Boston if it wasn't for the Blues.
What? Oh, okay, I gotcha. You're mixing cities and genres.
and rock and roll and blues. Yeah.
Well done. But yeah, he
Thank
told
you.
us that if he saw us after the game, he would be sure to put us in handcuffs. Assuming we won. Of course, he was joking.
Kinky.
But yeah, so the halftime pizza we are like the only two Blues fans when we sit down. There's probably a good, 60, 70 Boston fans just packing this restaurant. And the way we were sitting, there was like this slight divider between us and the table row right beside us. So you could basically...
Well, why'd you sit like that then?
We didn't have a choice. That was the way the restaurant was set up.
We said the way we were sitting.
No, you could see over the divider to the people sitting right beside you, essentially.
Okay.
So I do want to give a shout out to it was a mother-daughter couple, Kim and Sammy.
Oh, I love them.
And oddly enough, Sammy, the daughter, is a correctional officer in a prison in Marysville, Ohio. So I was literally sitting directly next to an Ohioan, even though she was a Boston Bruins fan. Apparently, they were a military family and bounced around.
Don't you hate these people who live in one city and root for a team from another city?
Oh, it's awful. I mean, it would be like living in Columbus, Ohio, and rooting for a team from St. Louis. Who does that?
Who's never even been to St. Louis?
That's you, Jeff. You. Do that.
Shh.
Don't shush me.
So the whole reason, though, that I even got interviewed and the story I'm about to tell was because everyone just assumed that if we're there spending the money...
You got another story to tell?
Oh, yes.
When do I get to talk?
Well, you're going to get plenty of time to talk.
I'll just be Intermittent Man.
Intermittent Man.
I have to get my shout-outs out.
You said that.
Okay, so we had this guy that then approached Carrie Ann and I at our table at Halftime Pizza and set down 2 drinks for us and just said, hey, thank you guys for being in Boston and, good luck to you guys. And it was just really cool,
Wow, that's really nice.
We didn't ask for that. We were just sitting there.
Unusual for Boston.
And we saw him in the arena later because he was actually selling 50-50 tickets. His name was John Ames. And
Not
he was
John Ames.
Yep. And he was selling tickets with a guy, Mike. I didn't get Mike's last name.
Oh, Mike and John. Those guys
Yes.
from Boston.
So one last shout out, a fellow podcaster.
Wait a minute, before you do, are you still at Halftime Pizza at this point?
No, so now we've gone into the stadium.
All right, so I just want to know, at Halftime
Or the
Pizza,
arena.
At Halftime Pizza, did they have a bunch of footballs autographed by Brady and then deflated?
No, but
trophy cases or whatever displayed?
No, but don't worry. This story will quickly get to a poor sportsmanship side of Boston.
That's what I was fishing for.
Yes, I will not disappoint you, Dave. I just need to get the shout-outs out to the people that were cool to us.
Okay.
So as we're climbing the stairs to our seats in the upper bowl, and there's this couple that just kind of shout something out to us. They're Boston fans. They're in their jerseys. And their names were Rick and Kara in Section 303 with us. And apparently he has a podcast. He doesn't do a ton of episodes.
Who has, really?
But the name of his podcast is the Big Rick Skins Podcast. And that's because his last name is Haskins, just like the Buckeyes' own Dwayne Haskins. So the Big Rick Skins Podcast. So go check that out, everybody. We want to give him a shout out. Yeah. They were very cool, very sweet couple. So I just wanted to make sure that we shared that wealth. So
what kind of podcast? What does he do?
I have not had an opportunity to check it out.
Since everyone asks us what we do, and we go, I don't know. Jeff talks, and
I think he talks about potato skins. No, I'm kidding. I will have to go listen, but ever since I got home, I have been busy with kids and work, so I have not had a chance to go peruse his podcast yet.
Well, go,
but I will
and report back.
So I believe I did look it up at least, and his last episode I believe came out May 4th. So he doesn't put them out necessarily every week like we do,
May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you, yes. But on the bright side, he's at least more recent than some of the people in the new and noteworthy section of Apple Podcasts. So hats off to Rick.
Hats off.
Okay.
Jef and Clo hats off.
That's right. Jef and Clo hats off. Go to jeffandclo.com, buy your Jef and Clo hat, take it off to Rick.
Yes, and then put it back on.
Yes. So as we're in the arena, the game hasn't started yet. We're walking around looking at things.
It still hasn't started?
No, but Boston fans are being so nice. Thank you for being in our city. You guys are so brave for being here. So we are just so overwhelmed with, the really pleasant fandom and sportsmanship of the Boston crowd. Well, the first period ended 1-0.
Oh, that time of the game, huh?
Let me tell you, boy, did that spirit change in that arena. I went to the men's restroom, which was quite full and had a long line. I was probably the only person in the restroom with a Blues jersey on, keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I wasn't gloating. And I start getting yelled at that I am not allowed to stand in the same line as everyone else. Essentially, I'm not allowed to pee.
You have your own urinal for the visitors?
Well, no, no urinals were for the visitors. Apparently, so all of the lines for the urinals were not for me. Then as I'm walking back to our seats, some guy a whole section over starts yelling at me about Boston football or New England football versus the Rams, and I'm yelling back at him, "You moron, this is not a football game. Why are you yelling at me about football?"
A, it's not a football game.
Well,
B,
yes.
St. Louis doesn't have the Rams anymore.
True.
C, I, being you, don't live in St. Louis and don't care about the Rams and never have.
Right. So
You don't follow the Rams.
not at all. No.
Okay.
We've discussed this. I'm Cincinnati.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
But I didn't know if you cared about the Rams. But.
No, that was only because I didn't have a home team hockey team to root for. So as the game progresses, it becomes 2-2 by the end of the second period. They ended up winning the game 4-2. And I mean, just the things that people were saying to me on the way out of the arena were awful. And it's like, you won. You were sore losers in the urinal area when I just wanted to pee because we were only up 1-0, and now you won the game and you're almost being ruder. I remember as we're walking away from the arena towards the hotel, a guy just yelled out at me, "St. Louis sucks." And it's like, why?
Yeah.
You won the game and you're like 50 yards from me.
You're talking to a Miami Dolphins season ticket holder for about 8 years.
Okay.
So I got to see those Patriots fans every year. And that was some of the ugliest. Not as bad as when Buffalo was in town for some reason. Back when they were better.
Right.
It was pretty argumentative. What's the word I'm looking for? It was pretty continuous. No. Give me a word, a big word.
Keep going. Big word.
Pretty.
Suffrage.
No,
wait, we're not talking about women's voting.
No. Anyway, it was pretty tense at times.
Intimidating?
No, not intimidating. Never intimidated by
Okay,
them.
I don't know what word you're looking for.
Contentious. That's it. But anyway, the years that the Patriots lose in Miami are always hilarious. They're really angry then, but during the game, if they're winning or anything, they're all like cocky as can be.
Right.
But they just keep kicking our butts, and by the end of the year, so.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to spend some time making sure to give shout outs.
Hats off.
Jef and Clo, hats off to, Kim and Sammy and Mr. John Ames and Rick and Kara. And, there were a lot of people in the city, that were very good sports about it. I'm not poo-pooing every single Boston fan.
That's true.
I will just say the majority of...
It's always the obnoxious ones that are loud and get all the attention.
Right, but unfortunately after the first period, once they started losing and once the beer was flowing, the majority of them became obnoxious.
Yeah. I think it's more the drinking than the losing. Well, equal amounts of probably.
Right.
But either way, they would have become obnoxious because if they were up 1-0, there still would have been no pee place for Jef. The anger is replaced with cockiness.
Right. No. Oh well. I don't want to go on and on about it because last night was game 2, which I could not attend, and the Blues won, so they have tied the series at 1-1, and so suck it, crappy Boston fans. The rest of you that were pleasant and wonderful people, in good sportsmanship, I just want to say, suck it to you as well. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, they're
No.
probably like that because they're so close to New York, and there's a lot of, for so many years, they got, the Yankees would kick the Red Sox butts or
Right.
beat them, in the big games.
Right.
I don't know. I don't follow that sport, whatever it's called.
Right. No,
Softball.
Yes. Egg ball. I think they play 12 innings. But,
I only follow that sport when the Reds are doing well.
okay. See, I don't really follow baseball at all. That's okay.
If the Reds are having a good season, or the Florida Marlins, I'll kind of get a little bit more where I check the scores at least. But
Right.
I love going to a game though. I've been to a lot of games.
Yeah. No, I grew up in Cincinnati, so I
Yeah.
went to a ton of baseball games.
Were you at that one game?
I was.
I
Thank you
was
for
too.
noticing. You know what I used to love as a kid at baseball games was
Hot girls?
They would have that guy that would go around. What? No,
Okay.
I was too young to care about that.
Okay.
But they would have the guy that would go around up and down the
Hot dogs.
steps in the aisles selling malt
Beer.
chocolate ice cream. No, not malt beer, malt chocolate. It was like this little
Yeah.
paper cup that had basically malt chocolate ice cream in it. And they would give you this popsicle stick to eat it with. You didn't get a spoon. You just had this big tongue depressor.
Yeah.
And I would just, because it's a warm day, I would sit there and I would just scoop the tongue depressor around the outside in this circle because it would melt, on the outside first.
I
Right.
know, yeah.
And I would scoop that, nice and, drippy chocolate malted ice cream into my mouth, and it would just slowly become this just little iceberg of malted chocolate ice cream in the middle.
And that, baseball fans, is what it's all about.
That is, take me out to the ball game. I don't know what I almost
Yeah.
became Paul Lind there for a minute. Take me out to the ball game. No one knows a Paul Lind reference. For anyone who's ever seen Charlotte's Web, Paul Lind was Templeton the Rat.
I think it was just Lynn, wasn't it? No, duh.
It was.
Paul
okay,
Lynn.
Maybe you're right. But either way, it was good morning, Charlotte. It says humble. So, yes.
He makes me think of the Hollywood Squares.
Yes, he did a lot of Hollywood
He was
squares.
Always the center square.
We are aging ourselves.
Till he died, God rest his soul. Oh, no, I
Yes.
just go back and watch all the old shows. What's that channel
okay.
called?
Because you're only 12.
I'm 29.
Oh, wait, no, I'm 12. You're 20 what?
29.
Okay.
Sure.
The Game Show Network?
Oh, my gosh, you're right. There is a D on it.
I thought so.
You are old.
Look at you, looking
I
it
was
up.
saying it wrong all those years.
Paul Lind. Well, I tend to not do impressions of people that I don't know
Wait
what
a minute.
their name
Okay,
is.
I'm reading it. It says Paul Edward Lind, also
Yes.
known as Paul Lynn by cooler people, was a
No, Dave is making up his own Wikipedia, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Lind. Good morning, Charlotte.
wow.
Anyway, yeah. So,
Next thing you know, you're going to tell me it was the Osmond brothers and not the Osmond brothers.
Oh, it was the Allman Brothers. You're
Oh,
completely, you're way off. I'm pretty sure the Osmonds were a brother-sister duo. I don't think they were well known for being brothers.
Before they were a brother-sister duo, they were the White Jackson Five.
All right, now you're proving that you're not 29.
Oh, again, the Game Show Network.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's all just Google research. I know nothing about this.
I didn't
Never-
live through it.
I've never
Except-
heard of the Partridge Family.
Then how did you know to even say that?
I was doing an impression of you.
Were you more Partridge Family or Brady Bunch?
Oh, I was all Brady Bunch.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I knew nothing about the Partridge Family at all.
Do you remember where, I think it was their first episode ever, or one of their first episodes. Do you know where they went?
The Bradys?
Yeah.
Hawaii?
They went to Kings Island,
Oh, that's right.
and they rode all the fun rides, including the Beast. Huh?
That's right. And then they all molested each other in their trailers afterwards.
Oh my gosh!
Well, we've all heard the stories.
Two, right? Wasn't it Marsha, and Greg?
Where's Alice? Where's Greg? I haven't seen them in at least 17 minutes. Last I saw them, they were at the craft service table having oysters.
Yeah. Alice was the old maid.
I know.
That's
but
gross.
Greg was supposedly having an affair with Mrs. Brady. So I don't think that...
That's right. That's right.
I don't think the age differences really mattered that much.
Wow.
Yeah. I apologize, Mrs. Brady.
Who was Mr. Brady having an affair with?
I don't know what his name was, but...
the butcher?
Peter.
It was Sam.
Oh, double entendre. But I do want to mention that, so Dave, next Wednesday, I believe, you're going out of town. Are you going on vacation?
I am going Wednesday night to Florida to help my son, who I obviously had at age 6, to have a college graduate. But he
Reagan,
is
correct.
Reagan is going
Just
to
give him a shout out.
Reagan, my son, will be working at NASA down in Florida. So we're moving him
awesome.
Down. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I remember when we were recording the album last summer that he was doing an internship. You were so proud of him, and he got the job. That is awesome.
Yes, he did.
Let's get some applause for Reagan right now.
Yeah, still going.
Arena level.
Great job, Reagan. Bravo. More.
All right.
Earn money. Give it to your dad. No, I am super proud of him. He's the most diligent person I've ever known.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He works so hard. He just really deserves it. So
that's good, man. I'm proud of him and happy for you as a father. That's very cool.
Thank you very
much. I know you've said that he is, just a kid that puts his mind to things, and he just works, like you just said. He works so hard. We discussed that on a previous podcast about that work ethic, and I've met three of your children, correct? Yeah, but Reagan is the only one I've not met.
Oh, you didn't meet him? Okay.
No, because he was doing the internship down at NASA.
Okay.
So I want to say though that although I've never met him, I'm proud of him based on the things you've told me, and Jef and Clo, hats off to Reagan.
Thank you.
Yes.
And he's on episode 8, I think, and this is 12. So in about another
year and a half,
2.5 months, he'll hear this.
There you go. Well, so because you're going to be gone, as we've mentioned, we do the podcast in advance because there needs to be time for editing and then uploading and scheduling. We release them on Monday, like at midnight. Obviously, it's not a live show. So we discussed, do we want to do do we just want to record a second show, like have it in the bank that we can, just put out there? And I don't always like the idea of necessarily doing a show that is zero topical elements to it. It's, not that we can't do that in the future if we need to have a week off. And I'm sorry, fans, but sometimes we need a week off. So what we decided to do was a best of. So we're going to, yes, woo! So
and tell them the other reason we decided to do a best of. Because we're scared of trying to do an episode 13.
13, yes.
Bad luck 13.
Bad luck. So we decided we're just going to play it safe. We're going to pull all the funniest segments we can for you from the first 10 episodes of the show. And this is actually a very good opportunity for us, for new listeners that haven't heard the show, to kind of get, that really condensed what we think is the funniest. It may not be what you think is the funniest. We hope it's good. But there's going to be segments from every single episode so far. There's going to be little mashups of our big words, mashups of Skype laughter when we went through that phase. There's going to be mashups of Jeff's impressions. I referred to myself in third person, and I feel dirty by doing that.
Take a bath.
So yes, episode 13 will be a best of, but we still encourage all of you to listen because we think you're really going to like it. And it's not just going to be clips. We are going to take the time. We've spent hours combing through, finding the best material, and we are still going to record live us setting up and discussing each bit from a hindsight perspective.
Yes, it's kind of like getting the commentary track on a movie, your favorite movie even. It's like, hearing, say, for example, Jef and Clo talking about the Jef Clo Podcast. It'd be like that. Right,
exactly. So on your trip to go help Reagan move, I mean, do you have do you consider that a vacation, or is that just like family work? Are you going to be like working the whole time, or are you going to try and take in the fact that you're back in Florida for a bit?
We went today to Rooms to Go and put together this big giant order because it's a week, that they have to deliver this of all the rooms we wanted and everything. And they were like, okay, well, we can't deliver that till like another week later.
You're going to have to tell me what Rooms to Go is. It sounds like an apartment that's in a styrofoam box that you microwave the next day.
Are you seriously?
I don't understand.
You've never heard of Rooms to Go?
I have not. And by the way, since we're doing such a plug, sales@jeffandclo.com if Rooms to Go wants to advertise. Please tell me what Rooms to Go is.
They may not like the rest of the story, but Rooms to Go is a furniture store. It's all over the country. And when you walk in, it's not just a bunch of couches. It's little rooms ready to go, already priced together. You got your bedroom set, like 20 different bedroom sets to choose from, and tons of options, colors, and everything. So it's a furniture store.
So it's essentially a store that says, we assume that you are a complete failure at decorating, so instead of you having to spend the next 3 months of your life deciding on a couch and chair combo, we're just going to give you a couch and a chair.
Or it's like saying, you're probably like a rocket scientist that's going to work for NASA, so you have no real concern about what your furniture looks like when you get home because...
maybe you should just go to rocketstogo.com and buy a bunch of rockets to put in his place.
That doesn't work, Jeff.
Well, I'm just trying to think outside the box. Outside the bun. What is that, Dave?
That was outside the planet.
Think outside the bun. What is that? I'm going way back.
Taco Bell.
I've
learned
go.
My lesson.
All right, good.
It's all right now.
You said Armor hot dogs, which is totally inside the bun.
Yeah, it was. I said the wrong thing, didn't I?
We do not have any Slow Clo trivia in the best of that we're doing, but I will tell you that this segment this show rather, today will not end without a new Slow Clo Trivia Show.
Yay!
So just while we're talking about your failures.
Yeah. So anyway, went in the store, did all this work, spent hours, and then they tell me, it'll show up in about 2 weeks or something. And so at that point I said, okay, I'm not going to pay for it now. I'll come back later and get that. And walked out, and I thought, we'll just go down there and visit some stores that are nearby, Mm-hmm. There'll be somebody anxious to sell some furniture.
Right.
Within we can deliver it tomorrow kind of mentality. I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't crazy about the furniture. It was nice. I liked it, but we were spending a lot of money, and for them to tell us they can't deliver it in a week seemed a little weak.
So it was Rooms to Go that was the 2-week delay?
Yeah, so we're just going to go down.
And when did you start shopping?
Well, we looked the other day, and then today we went.
Okay.
Today we went, and it's they'd have a week and a day or two to deliver it, and yeah, I was surprised that they can't just.
Yeah, considering it's like the words "to go"
Yeah.
are in the name of the business, you would think that these are ready to go.
Can you imagine driving up to the little fast food drive-up window and, making your little order? I'll have a number 5 to go. Okay. Well, just park over there. We'll bring it out in about a week and a half.
Right, that would be like Lazy Boy selling a chair that is just like high-backed steel frame with nails coming up in the seat.
It seems like work.
That's not very lazy.
Yeah. Too much work.
And that's not good for the boys.
Speaking of weak, that was weak.
You talking about your arms? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Oh.
No, your jokes. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, my jokes are weak.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can take that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to... Do you have anything else you would like to discuss before we get into some Slow Clo? We'll still do some, final words before we wrap up the show, but I don't know if you have any topics you would like to discuss.
Bought a car this week.
You bought a car?
Yeah, at the Mercedes dealership. Uh-huh.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
I bought a car for Zoe last week. Remember that discussion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This was for Carly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You got her a Mercedes?
Yeah, I got it at the Mercedes dealership.
Oh, okay. You got it at the Mercedes dealership.
It was a used Jeep Patriot.
It was a 10-speed bicycle, but it was sitting in front of the doorway to the Mercedes dealership, and it looked free, so we just took it.
No, it was a used, Jeep Patriot 2016. It's very nice.
Leather
Leather interior.
You bought a Patriot?
Is that bad?
Have we not had enough words about
Right.
Boston in this episode?
I know, right? I told her we're going to change some of the letters on the side.
Yes, just take the P off. Or
Atriot.
or take off Atriot and it can just be a Jeep P.
A Jeep.
A Jeepapa. Or you could take off the PA and the I and it could be like you bought it in Turkey. So it'd be a Jeep Trot.
Oh.
Like the Turkish trots, yes, for our regular listeners. I'm really stretching.
Yeah. The whole episode has been a stretch. But
So was Carly happy?
Yeah, she loves it.
Nice.
She had a Nissan Xterra that we just didn't trust her to take it back to college next semester.
Which actually, originally, they wanted to call that the Nissan Etc. until they test drove it and realized that it wouldn't run forever. Oh, go ahead and boo me. All right,
Wow.
Please continue.
So anyway, it was that was a nice experience. It was funny as he gave us the keys and everything. You're like, okay, we'll see you later. He was in a hurry to get rid of us, but what he didn't realize is that I hadn't paid for it yet.
Oh,
So I was like, are you sure? Yeah, we can just go now. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, really? All right. We'll just leave then. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And he was in a hurry to get to another customer. And I was like, okay, well, kind of thought we should probably pay for it.
Right.
And he's like, oh, gosh, yes. Come back in. Yes, let's do that.
oops. Well, oddly enough, that story is very similar to the made-up one I said about the bicycle that was sitting outside the door.
Yeah.
Just take it for free, right off.
So tell me about the car you bought.
It was exactly what she wanted. It was a Chevy Cruze. The one that I had looked for the day that we recorded the podcast had been sold the day before, so I ended up finding one at a different lot. I went there on my lunch. 2.5 hours later,
Sounds like you're still eating your lunch.
the car was 3 hours. Was finally ready for her to drive off the lot. Her boyfriend John brought her because it was about 30 minutes from where we live, and he brought her out to essentially take the car home. And I had to get back to work because this had taken forever.
Kind of like this story.
Yeah, but it was overall, it was a good car, good deal, and she was very happy with it. She got the car that she wanted, It was relatively recent, year and model and all that. So, and oddly enough, the salesman, he was like, "We're going to give you a 1 free month of OnStar." And I'm thinking, my daughter is 17. She doesn't need OnStar. Everything she needs is on her phone. If she has an emergency, there's a button she can press. If she needs navigation, she can use Google Maps.
They charged us. That was the one thing that left me a little bitter. They charge us $300 for something like OnStar. And it's like, you get this app, and yeah, you can tell where your car is at any time. And literally, I felt like True Coat. You're gonna want that True Coat.
Oh yeah, that True Coat. It's come straight from the factory. You're gonna need that True Coat.
Yeah, and I felt like I wanted to say, just we don't want it though. So go take it off.
Right.
But and I know that I was being lied to, but I just whatever.
Well, this was a month free.
When it's all done, then they say, and you get a free month with it. Oh, so this is even gonna keep costing. So we had to pay for the installment of this thing, which isn't on it's supposedly already installed, but it's not on the price of the vehicle. It's like, well, if it's already installed, shouldn't it be in on the price on the window?
Right. Well, this was already installed. All they had to do was just activate it. So he's basically telling me, like, we're waiting forever. Like, I had already been there like 90 minutes. I'm waiting for the finance manager. I'm making like a cash deal for this thing. So I don't even know why I'm waiting for a quote unquote finance manager. I'm not financing anything. I just need someone to slide my debit card through your slot.
It takes way too long to buy a car. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and so he tells me...
It's not like you're buying rocket furniture.
At rocketstogo.com. But he drove the car, because when I got there, it was he's driving around with me in a golf cart trying to find this one car for me. We can't find it, and he's like, well, it's in my inventory. And finally he realizes that it's in like the car wash detailing area in this little garage, because some lady had decided she wanted to buy it and was coming that night to buy it. But the whole philosophy of this car dealership was, if we don't have your money, the car's not sold. So I swept this car out from under this lady like 5 hours before she was coming to get it. Oops. So I had to test drive it. So they pulled it out of the detail area and they hadn't finished with it yet. So then I was like, well, can you go? My daughter's not going to be here for like an hour. Can you go ahead and take it back over there and at least finish cleaning out the seats and all that stuff? And he drove it back over, and it was 2 hours later that he finally comes back with it. At this point, Zoe, my daughter, she's there, John's there. We're all just standing in this lot. He kept driving off in his golf cart. I'll go check and see what's going on. He told me it'll be ready shortly, at least like 3 times. I told my daughter like the third time, if he comes back and says shortly again, I'm going to break him in half. Which I wouldn't have.
Could.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do that because he was not a small man. I mean, he was a nice enough guy, but he was definitely like 6 inches taller than me, and
he's got a little bit of that used crazy car salesman
waistline.
I wouldn't say attitude, but yeah, sure.
No, not at all. He was actually very nice. I think he was extremely excited. I don't know if he was new, but he was extremely excited that he had a guy that came in ready to buy, no financing, just he got his commission quick. But so he's, telling me, well, as soon as they bring the car around, we're going to get the OnStar set up. I just want to get it activated. And then all she has to do is answer some questions. I just got to get you started and she can finish it. So finally, when they pull the car around, I'm like, I have to leave. I've been here forever.
I know.
And I had already told Zoe, like, if the car isn't here in like 10 minutes, I got to go. So they finally bring the car up when I have like 5 minutes before my cutoff. And he's now up she's in the driver's seat. Her boyfriend, John, is in the passenger seat. He's in her window helping her activate it. And I'm just like, I got to go. So I left her alone at the car dealership with this used car salesman leaning in her window trying to help her set up the OnStar. Probably not, the most fatherly move in the world, but I had been there for 3 hours. She had been there for about 1.
Kind of like this story.
It was like, what story?
This story you're telling. 3 hours.
My point was, it was like, you know what? It's your turn to deal with this. I've been doing this for 3 hours, so you can suffer another 10 minutes.
It takes way too long to buy a car. There's just something weird about it. The whole process is kind of slimy. They asked us all kind of questions, like you had to take this big long survey before we bought the car. And I knew what they were trying to do. They were trying to sell us a protection package at the end.
True Coat.
How much do you care about scratches and dings on a car? So I answered all the things that would act like I don't want any protection. Not at all. Not at all. Love scratches and dings.
Yeah.
I think they add character.
Yeah, I told him when I looked at the car, I walked around it, and there were a couple little scratches and dings. I mean, nothing major at all. And I just said, I don't care about the scratches and dings. That's fine. As long as it runs well, and, the steering is good, the balancing is good, the brakes feel good, the tires look good. As long as it gets her safely from point A to point B, I don't care about some scratches and dings, because the one car that she just had, she drove into the back of another car, and it had some pretty big scratches and dings. So this is a step up.
Stepping it up. Hey, let's do some, speaking of stepping it up, let's do some Clo Show trivia. No, what is it? Slow
Clo Trivia Show.
Yeah, do the jingle.
It's the Slow Clo Trivia Show. It's the Slow Clo Trivia Show. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
We wrote that theme song, by the way. And
all right.
That was good.
Yes, it was. It's always good. All right, so we're coming into summer. Carrie Ann and I are going tomorrow night to go see the new Aladdin movie. So this week's...
Lucky you.
Well, you know what? I didn't care to see it, but I saw a preview, and it actually looks pretty entertaining. So,
okay.
No, I think it looks cute. So I'm actually doing this by choice. This is not... she asked, do you want to see Aladdin or Rocket Man, the Elton John movie? And I said, honestly, when I go spend...
I thought that was the furniture store.
No, Rockets to Go.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm the kind of guy that if I'm going to go spend the money that the movie theaters charge, I want to see something with special effects or something that is worth watching it on the big screen. Rocket Man I can watch on my, just big TV after it's on Netflix or whatever. So in the spirit of coming up on summer and movies, we're going to do a Slow Clo trivia of summer blockbusters, okay? So here's how this is going to...
Which summer?
We're going to do multiple.
Oh,
so
okay.
we're going to 9 different summers. So here's how this is going to work. First, I'm going to name a year, and for every... Okay, I'll try and set this up appropriately. I'll give you a year. You can have one guess. If you get it right just on the year, you get 3 points.
Wow.
If you don't, I'll give you a hint of the a very condensed synopsis of the movie. If you get it right now, knowing the year and the condensed synopsis, you'll get 2 points. If you still don't get it right, I will give you the primary actor or actress in the movie. And if you get it right on that, you'll get 1 point.
1 point. Okay.
That's correct. So we have 9 of these for a total of 27 points. So you need 18 points. Correct. Good job. Well, let's bring Siri into this.
You are correct, Dave. And handsome.
So you need 18 points to get above the median line, okay?
Okay.
So the first one I'm gonna do, I just want you to understand the premise, and this one does not count toward your score. So the year is 1975. This was the movie that started the whole concept of summer blockbusters.
Jaws 1.
You are correct. So that would have been 3 points.
Why didn't we count that?
Well, because well, that one was easy. But let me tell you what the hints would have been. The premise would have been Killer Shark, and the main actor would have been Roy Scheider. Okay?
I didn't see. Then I would have been lost.
Okay.
I would have said all that jazz.
Oh, okay.
Roy Scheider.
So now we're really going to start, and now the year is 1978. So you have one guess for 1978. Or you don't have to
Jaws
guess. You can
3.
just say...
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. You wouldn't do 2 Jawses on me. Okay, 78. Holy moly, what would that be?
If you want your first hint, just tell me.
Okay, let me just think for a second. What was happening in 78? Okay, I was about to be born.
Wrong. All right, you're running out of time.
Yeah, give me the first hint.
Okay, so the first hint is a musical romantic comedy. Musical romantic comedy in 1978. Huge movie. Just take a guess.
Wait, was it a musical, are you saying? Or it had
a
music
musical.
in
It was a musical.
Okay, Grease.
Yes, you are correct. So you got 2 points for that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so if you get 2 points for all of them, you will win.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are on to 1981.
Okay.
It's early 80s. Any guesses?
And this is the biggest blockbuster of 81.
Biggest summer blockbuster of 1981.
I'm going to say Friday the 13th.
No. Okay, so
First guess.
Now I will give you the synopsis.
Synopsis, yeah.
And you know, some of these will be easy based on the synopsis. Archaeology.
Oh, this would be Jurassic Park?
No,
No, that's way later.
Yep.
Shoot.
Okay, so now I'll give you the final hint. Harrison Ford is the main star.
Yeah, this is I know this. My brain is farting. Hold on. Brain fart.
Ford.
Oh, brain, come on.
Oh my.
I'm going to edit all this out. Hold on. The big boulder. I see him running. He's got his hat on. I've been to the Disney version of this show.
What was he looking for?
Indiana Jones.
Well, which one?
Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Correct. So you get 1 point.
Oh, gosh.
All right, here we go. 1985. 1985. So 10 years after Jaws. We are mid-80s. We are talking pop music, pop 80s. 1985.
My Dinner with Andre. No, that's a joke. I'm not saying. 85, the biggest movie. Huh. The year I was born.
I'm going to have to
I should just guess. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No. Okay, so I'll give you the
That
synopsis.
was before that.
Time travel.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be Back to the Future.
You are correct for 2 points.
Woo! Feeling good.
All right, so now we're going to move up to 1991. 1991. So you would have been 56 at the time.
56 months.
Not.
You know how with kids, you call him, he's 17 months. He's 21 months. At what point do they stop?
I'm going to give you a bonus hint on this, okay? That doesn't even count.
91.
It is a sequel. It is a second part of a movie. 1991.
Really? Oh, I'm going to say Back to the Future again, or whatever it was called.
No, so I'll give you the synopsis.
Okay.
Robot assassins.
Terminator
assassins.
2.
Correct. The reason I wanted to give you the sequel is just so I didn't throw you off with Terminator 1. I didn't think that was fair.
Yeah.
All right. 1994.
94? Mm-hmm. Mississippi Burning. No, that was a joke. 94.
You always have to tell me it's a joke.
Because you're going to go, no, wrong, it was this. No, you won't.
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you're giving me the hint, yeah.
Right.
Let's see, 94.
It is a drama.
All right, I need the hint. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine. The synopsis is interesting. Interesting stories about a simple man.
Forrest Gump.
You are correct. For 2 points.
That seemed later than 94. Wow.
Nope. Okay, so 1998.
98. These are epic movies. I need to start thinking about epic movies.
Yep, epic movies. Like summer blockbusters.
98, you said, huh?
Mm-hmm.
The Incredibles.
No. Okay, so the hint is the end of the world.
As we know it.
It's the end of the world as we know it. End of the world. Pretty much gives away the title of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Dave. I know what it is. It was the global
What happened?
The global warming movie with the tidal wave in New York.
Nope.
No, it's not
Nope.
that. Okay, give me
Nope.
the actors.
Bruce Willis.
Oh, was it Die Hard?
No, it was Armageddon.
Oh, I never saw that.
End of the world, Dave.
Armageddon it. Really getting it.
Oh, is that Def Leppard?
Yeah. Turns
All
out
right.
they weren't deaf.
2001, and I will give you a
Space Odyssey.
hint.
No.
I will give you a hint that this was animated. 2001.
Animated. Now, when you say animated, because I'm old enough.
It's
to
not
just
like Roger Rabbit.
I just
it's
want to
100% animated.
call it a cartoon. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
All right.
It's not people just being
The
very-
Incredibles.
No. All right, I'll give you the hint. Fairy Tale Adventures.
Fairy Tale Adventures. 91, you said? 91?
2001.
Oh, 2001. Okay. I got to think about where I lived and all that stuff. Let's see. 2001.
A cartoon that has a lot of characters that are from fairy tales.
Oh, is that the one that brought all of them together? Oh. Was it Mike Myers?
Yep. That's your third hint.
No, but don't. Yeah. Okay, but I'm still on the second.
Right, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm just telling you that you're close. Because you've already given yourself the third hint.
The World According to Garp. No, it's a joke.
That's Robin Williams.
I know. What is that called? That stupid ogre.
Yes.
It's the
Donkey.
donkey. I know, right? And it's
And what did the donkey, Eddie Murphy, call his opposite partner?
yeah. You'd think
What are you doing?
You'd think my brain would get that. I'm getting like my brain saying Gump, no Garp, no. What is it?
Oh.
Hold on.
Brain You're so close.
And I know it. This is how my brain works. Welcome to living with me.
That's why you're Slow Clo.
Trivia show.
All right. I think you've run out of
I
time.
have it, but I just can't. My brain won't.
Yes, it's Shrek.
All you
You
had
gonna
to do
edit
is
that
say
in?
sure.
Well, that's a giveaway.
Starts
All right.
with an SHCR.
2008. Okay, this movie. I will give you a bonus hint. This movie won a posthumous Oscar. 2008
I don't even know what posthumous means. So
means someone won an Oscar after they died.
it's not a possum costume, huh? I thought you meant the movie died, and then they gave it an Oscar.
No.
Okay, 2008,
Yep. Huge movie.
Lord of the Rings.
No. The synopsis would be an evil clown. And the man that won the posthumous actor was playing the evil clown.
Oh, Batman
Yes.
Begins.
No.
Batman. But stick with Batman. Ding, ding,
It was
ding.
the dark. It was the Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight.
I'm still going to give you a point.
Okay.
You didn't get the title right, but you still
After I
knew what
screwed
you were
up
talking about.
Shrek. Gosh, that's
Okay, we got one more. This was just 2 years ago, 2017.
okay. Oh, that was the question. 2007.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for something. 2017 would have been.
This is not going to be much of a
ago.
clue, but I'll tell you it was a superhero movie.
Yeah, they all are these days.
Yeah.
What was the Iron Man?
Nope. And I'll give you you should get it at this point now.
Okay.
The synopsis is a female warrior. I can't believe Slow Clo is taking this long.
I didn't see it.
A superhero, a female warrior, Dave.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Who is that?
It was a bad movie too, wasn't it?
I don't know. I never saw it.
But everybody was all excited because a girl was playing it.
No, because
Ghostbusters too. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's... Do you want to... Okay, I'll give you the last hint. Gal Gadot was the actress that played the female warrior, the female superhero.
Don't know.
How many female superheroes do you know?
Personally, Catwoman.
No, Wonder Woman.
Oh, gosh, I even forgot about that.
All right, you got 10 points out of 27. Dave, you were an abject failure, and I feel better about myself.
Did you not? You cheated me out of some points.
No, I did not. I've been marking them and counting them. You got 10 out of 27 possible points. You did score points on 6 of the 9, but not enough to make up. So that's okay. That's what we want. That's the whole point of Slow Clo. Well, we are running way over, so we're going to wrap this up. We want to remind everybody. We're going to wrap it.
We're at the end of the show. My name is Clo, and that's all I know. Take it over, Jeff.
And he is slow.
Good rhythm, Jeff.
Okay, so really quick, we want to remind everybody, Jef and Clo are going to be performing August 24th at Lucky's in Hilliard. It is going to be Dave Clo performing solo, then Jef and Clo followed by the band I'm in, the Love Benders. And September 28th, we are going to be at the Lancaster Eagles Club with Mustang Sally and Crossfire. You can go to C-Tickets, SEE tickets.us, I believe it is. Yeah, I don't think it's .com. I didn't write it down. Anyway, just go there, type C-Tickets into Google, and look up Mustang Sally.
Yeah, and the Hilliard show was August
24th. Yes.
So, and the 23rd and 25th, I'm up at Put in Bay at the Real Bar. Gonna do some solo stuff and then play with Chris Logsdon. So if you're up at Put in Bay, come to the Real Bar, August 23rd, 25th.
Yep. And just want to remind everybody, as we've mentioned multiple times, go to jeffandclo.com, get your Jef and Clo hat. If you want some cards from us, I'm about to ship out all the cards to the people that have requested them, and we would love to get more people requesting them. Go to iwantcards@jeffandclo.com and send us an email and with your address, and we will send those to you so you can distribute and help us promote. iwantcards@jeffandclo.com. iwantcards@jeffandclo.com. And pretty much all the other typical promotion sales at jeffandclo.com if you want to be an advertiser. We are very reasonable. Oh, yeah? Is it reasonable? There's another Fargo reference.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the 3-cent stamp, Marge, don't you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you always need them.
Norm, they need those. Yeah, they need them when they change the postage, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're just entertaining ourselves at this point.
All right.
So we have been playing a song at the end of every episode from the Jef and Clo album that we released earlier this year.
Which is the last one.
It is, and it's an unusual song. It is 100% compositional, which means there's no vocals, there's no drums. It is just piano and strings, but it is a beautiful song. Amabilia is what it is called. So
Amabilia. Billia.
More Def Leppard.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to play Amabilia for you. Let you guys get back to your busy Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whenever you're listening, or Reagan, whatever day it is, 2.5 years from now when you make it to episode 12.
Right.
And once again, a hello to Mr. and Mrs. Claire, Dave's parents, since they didn't pay attention last week. We're just going to keep trying until they give you the kudos and the appreciation that you deserve, Dave.
And hello to the Shaffers.
The Shaffers, yes.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Well, we will we'll get together here soon, and we will record our in betweens for the upcoming best of. So everybody, please listen to that while Dave is on vacation. And we will talk to you soon.
And visit us on Facebook.
That's right. We'll have more videos for you. All right. Love you, Dave.
Love you too, Jeff. Bye-bye.
Fine, fine.